If I had to start over buying my very first home in Dallas, Texas, knowing what I know now, I would do things completely different. Because one wrong move can lead to a very long commute, a neighborhood you don't like, and a lot of regret. So stay with me because I'm about to break it down for you exactly step by step by step so you don't make the exact same mistakes that so many other buyers make, and this will save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. And this is the video someone I wish had made for me, and make sure to stick to the very end because the last two are my favorite. So let's get right to it. The very first point is to know the difference between new homes versus old homes. Now, I come out with videos with new construction homes. I know a lot of these builders where they're building new construction homes. I know how to get the best price, etc. And so when it comes with new properties, some people love new properties. Other people, they don't love new properties. Some people prefer pre-existing homes, older homes. And so there's really pros and cons with both. Now, when it comes with new property homes, you're gonna have a very new house, of course. That's a great thing. It's like buying a new car. But the downside is you're gonna have to sacrifice location. That's a really downside because you're getting a new house, you gotta go further away, you gotta drive more. So that's kind of where you have to give up in terms of location because you get a new house. Whereas pre-existing homes, you get homes that are older, but you get a better location. So those are the pros and cons of getting new homes versus old homes. And you have to decide from the very beginning what kind of house you want. You want a new house or do you want an older home, or maybe not an older home, but older than new homes. So this is gonna help you decide what location you can find as well. And make sure to stick to the very end because the last two are my favorite. The next point is to research the neighborhoods very carefully. I have videos on pros and cons of different suburbs, and you can watch those after you watch this video. Make sure to watch this because this is very important. And then you can go deep dive into these different suburbs, these different cities, get a feel of what you're looking for. Now, another thing too you have to realize is that just because I mentioned it's a good city doesn't mean it may be a good city for you. So watch those videos, kind of get a feel of what you're looking for, and then you can call, text, email us, whatever you prefer. We're happy to help you find that best neighborhood so you can buy a house that you like, because you're not just buying the house, you're buying that entire neighborhood, that community as well. So this is very important. And after you watch those videos, reach out to us and we'll help you find that perfect neighborhood that you're looking for exactly for you. We'll go through Google Maps, kind of show you what it's like, what cities are the pros and cons of that area, and just all the area. Whatever questions you have, we're definitely going to help you answer those questions. The next thing is to be more open to fixer-upper homes. Now, a lot of people, they like move-in ready homes, and I get it. They love new construction homes. They love homes that are already beautiful because that's what catches your eyes. And what happens is those kinds of homes are going to cost a bit more. It's going to be more competitive. But houses that are more of the fixer-uppers, you do have a lot of investors wanting to buy those homes, wanting to get a cheaper price and then fix it themselves. But you also want to be open to these fixer-upper homes because this is going to give you a better opportunity to find homes and then fix it yourself, your style, what you prefer down the line. When we moved into our home, we had some carpeted rooms. Now, I don't like carpet just because I'm allergic to these carpet, and so I had to change this to wooden floor. And this is what I did. I just went on YouTube and I kind of studied it myself on how to change, how to remove carpet, how to put in wooden floor, and I did everything myself. And I changed, I think it was two bedrooms. Two bedrooms. The smaller bedrooms on the side. Both bedrooms, I changed that from carpet, removed the carpet, and put in wooden floor by myself. And I did this within about, I'd say, a week or so. Not bad, right? And it was my first time. And now with that experience, if I had to do it again, I'd probably be able to do it in about 1 day each room. So I finished those 2 rooms in 2 or 3 days max. And it's not as difficult as it may be. Now, when it comes to like fixing HVAC or plumbing, that stuff, if you don't have experience, I wouldn't touch. But in terms of like carpet, not a big deal. Small fixes, I would try myself. So like right now, today, I probably wouldn't want to do everything myself, but there are certain things that I'd be okay doing. So I'd be open to homes that are more of like the fixer uppers, because at the end of the day, it's gonna pocket you more money. The next thing I would definitely do is negotiate, because negotiation is king. It is all about negotiation. Now, of course, in a seller's market, you don't have much leverage to negotiate, but in a buyer's market, you have a lot of leverage. You have this power called negotiation. You are the king, and so you can negotiate as much as possible. And that's what I love doing as a realtor. I love it when my clients buy homes a lot lower than list price, or maybe even if it's not like a lot lower, but enough where the clients are like, oh my goodness, this is the best deal that I got buying a house. So that's what I love doing, negotiating, helping my clients find houses that are cheaper, finding houses that can save them money. Even if it's like $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000, that definitely is something that I think is very important to do, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be happy while you're living there. The next one is to know how to strengthen your offer without overpaying. This one, I am not going to give you my secrets. I'm not going to give you my negotiating secrets. I'm also not going to give you how to put in certain terms, because these are my secrets. These are special for my clients. So if you want to work with us, feel free to call, text, email us, whatever you prefer. We're happy to help you get that best price. Like I said, negotiation is king, as well as putting in the certain terms, not overpaying for a house. All of these are secrets for my clients. If I were to give this to everybody, then everybody would utilize this, and then these are no longer secrets, and I have to tweak these other terms and so forth. So this is special for my clients. The next one is to tour the home when there is sunlight. Now, if it's the winter and there is no sunlight, there's really nothing you can do. But sometimes a lot of people, they want to tour the home when it's evening because they just ended work. But that's not always the best. I recommend touring the home when there is sunlight. The reason being is because you can know how much natural light comes into your house. A lot of people, they really like that. They like houses with a lot of windows. They want to see how much of sun will come into their homes, because every house is faced in a different direction. Some houses face towards south, north, but it doesn't matter where it's really faced. It really matters where your other rooms, like your living room, where that's located inside the house. And so also how many windows there are, where the windows facing. So you can only really tell based upon taking a look at the homes during the day when there is a lot of sun. And so that's always my recommendation. The next thing I would do is to find out about local amenities. Now, when it comes with this section, a lot of people will just look at the house. They're like, oh man, I love the house, so therefore I fell in love with the house, and they want to buy that specific house. But they just don't realize how important the community is. They don't realize how important the neighborhood is. They don't realize how important the amenities are, because that, at the end of the day, later down the line, is actually going to help you sell better or not. If you get a house with a lot of amenities, that is going to make your house price go up later down the line. If you have a house, a community where it doesn't sell, or there's not a lot of amenities, then that's not a point where a lot of people are going to look for. So that is very important. You want to look for homes where they have a lot of these good communities, good neighborhoods, good amenities. So look for around that area, Google it, search for that area. And if you ever need help, I can definitely help you with that as well. The next one is to know the commute time and the traffic hours. This is crucial, because this is an everyday thing that you're going to experience, or at least not every day, 5 days a week. If you're working Monday through Friday, this is going to be important, because if you are leaving for work during rush hour, then you're going to have to go through some traffic. And I know this is common sense, but when it comes with buying homes, people don't really think about this as much. Yeah, they think, okay, how far is my work going to be? They think about that. But what they don't do is they don't go on Google Maps, and they don't check the distance, the time, as how long it's going to take during rush hour. This is important, because when they go view a home, they're looking, let's say, at like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or 7 p.m. and it's not rush hour. And they take a look on their phone, they're like, oh, it's not too bad. It's only like a 30-minute drive. But you got to look at it during rush hour. So change that time and see, okay, how long does it take to get from this house to my work at about maybe, let's say, 8 a.m. And then when I come home, about 5 p.m.? How long extra is that gonna take? So this one is common sense, but it also isn't. So commute times, the traffic hours, they're gonna be very important. So here are my last 2 points. The first one is to think about long-term maintenance costs. What am I talking about? I'm talking about when you look at a house, man, it is a beautiful house. It is stunning. They did a great job in the interior, but then comes the HVAC system, the water heater. Oh, these are old. They are at the end of its life cycle, and you got to replace them. That's something you got to consider, because that's going to be $10,000 give or take for a new HVAC system. Water heater, maybe like $5,000 give or take, just throwing out ballpark figure numbers. But these are things that are not going to be cheap, and you're going to have to spend more money down the line. There is no perfect home except for my house, right? Just kidding. My house is not perfect. My house has a lot of issues. Right now, what we're dealing with is a toilet issue. We're trying to flush it, and then it kind of doesn't flush too well, so we got to fix that. So as you're living in the house, there's going to be a lot of problems. And that's one of the things, being a homeowner is not easy. And by the way, I help my clients kind of guide them how to fix homes. I'm not a guy who knows everything, but at least, here and there, from being a home owner, I have experience. So I kind of can answer any of my clients' questions. But of course, at the end of the day, I tell them to reach out to a professional. But I just give them tidbits, right? So my house has these issues. And as you're living in your house, you're gonna have a lot of these issues, but you're gonna want to minimize as much as possible, not wanting to pay these high cost maintenance costs down the line. Long-term maintenance costs, think about it: HVAC, water heater, plumbing, whatever it is. You wanna think about these things so you're not in a situation where you're gonna pay a lot of money down the line. And the last tip is to think about its resale value. This is very important because you are not going to live in your house forever. You may think you're gonna live in there, but chances are not likely. Most people live in that house, in one house, for about 5 to 7 years, I'd say is about average. A lot of people will eventually move. They'll either move to another city, maybe due to schools, or maybe they'll move out of state, or maybe they'll just move further away from where they're at because they want to go more like the rural area. It just really depends. So you got to look at the resale value when you look for homes. And this is what I love doing, is when I look at homes with my clients and they want me to give my feedback about this house, I give them my 2 cents and I say, this house, I don't know if it can resell well later down the line. But then there's going to be those houses I'm like, oh man, this house you're going to be able to resell later down the line. You should definitely get this home. So it just really depends on each home, the neighborhood, the community, but really the interior of the house, because that is one of the things why people, when they go into the house, they see the very first thing, the interior, that they fall in love with. So really, how well can this house sell for later down the line is what I always think about. The reason I think about this is because I always want to work with my clients, not for that one time of buying a house, but later when they want to sell that house and buy another house for the rest of their lives. I want to be the realtor for the rest of your life. So if that's you and you want some help and you want to work with us, feel free to call, text, email us, whatever you prefer. We're happy to help you move to Dallas, Texas. If you like this video, make sure to click that like button. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.